As the country faces another surge in COVID-19 cases, more Filipinos fear for their safety but are left with no choice but to go out in order to make ends meet.
Siyempre po may halong takot, nangangamba, gawa ng kaumpisa lang ng maghanap buhay.
Alarming din na there's a sudden increase din ng COVID.
The country has so far recorded over 4,000 COVID-19 cases in the last few days, and the Private Hospitals Association of the Philippines, or PHAPI, is closely monitoring the alarming spike.
The problem po with private hospitals is very limited po ang staffing. Kahit po sabihin namin na 20% po of the authorized bed capacity supposedly will be allocated to COVID patients. Ang problem if our manpower.
And in the middle of a pandemic, the group says some private hospitals needed to further cut costs and downsize. This is due to the supposed mounting debt of the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation, or PhilHealth, estimated to be around 6 billion pesos.
Members namin ang umaangal na. Supposedly, nandun na sa portal. Ibig sabihin, nandun na yung pera. Hindi pa din nila ma-release yung amount. Kung talaga may pera ang PhilHealth, bakit hindi nila ma-release? Actually, yung aming hospital previously was 150 beds. But because konti po ang mga nurses, nag-downsize kami to 95 beds kasi ang manpower complement po ng 95 beds was lower. And then other hospitals, ganun din po ang ginawa nila just to minimize the expenses po.
PhilHealth says it has received 28.3 billion pesos worth of claims from private hospitals last year. The agency says it has already paid 85% of the claims. Some 2.4 billion pesos were denied and over 1 billion pesos is still being processed. PhilHealth adds it is committed to paying accredited hospitals. Meanwhile, a letter was sent to President Rodrigo Duterte by the Healthcare Professionals Alliance Against COVID-19, the same group that requested a 2-week timeout last year.
Let's stop blaming the people. They're doing everything they can to comply. Kaya lang, we force them into crowds, di ba? We force them into enclosed space. We force them into situations where they cannot follow those 4 rules, yung 4 dapat.
The group adds that a metro-wide lockdown is still an option, but there are still ways to mitigate the surge of cases. They insist that it's not about choosing between life and economy because they go together. Lockdowns, after all, should be the government's last resort. Tristan Odalo, CNN Philippines.